Good morning. I have a few things. This is, for one, I guess this is just going to be like this. A few things. One, people just be saying stuff. Two, I redid my cornbread. I had to start over. I couldn't go out like that. Like, food is not going to tell me that I can't cook it. Because for one, I follow all the directions. Two, that's the other thing. These chefs, what y'all put it in y'all, like the cook time and what it takes, that's false. It's all false. And, you know, the average person wouldn't know that if they didn't cook. I did the things and I followed the directions and my stuff still didn't come out. And the thing is, when I was doing it, I was like, like thinking back from when I used to, you know, chef it up for real. Like I used to cook hard down when bake. I would say I used to bake a lot when I was younger. And I'm thinking like, for the cheesecake, for example, I was thinking like, okay, I know usually cheesecakes, one, you need a water bath. You need to double pan it, put some water in the second pan so the steam can cook it. That's one. Two, I know that shit is low and slow. It takes like 3 hours total to cook, then cool, and then put it in the refrigerator. So 6 total hours minus the refrigerator that it will need to sit and chill in. So I'm looking at these directions and it's like bake 50, even the macaroni and cheese. Like I know how to make macaroni and cheese, but I was just like, let me humor myself, you know, because I'm not above learning. I was like, I haven't been in the game, you know what I'm saying? Maybe I, you know, could use a few pointers. The macaroni and cheese came out pretty decent. Like I can't complain. There's only a few qualms. I don't know. It's just, this is me ranting. People just be saying stuff. People just be saying stuff and people just be doing stuff. And that goes for everything, even cooking. And I'm going to keep it with cooking because I'll be back on this topic, I'm sure, in no time because it just really baffles me as I turn my cornbread because there's other things, there's other nuances, there are other particulars that you get into. And I'm specifically talking about cooking, but this can be spread and used across any job, anything that you're doing. If you know what you're doing and somebody comes in there and comes in the kitchen and be like, oh, you shouldn't be putting milk in that, or you should use one less egg. I think you should shut the fuck up. I think you should shut the fuck up because I followed the recipe, and this is literally, I followed the recipe and it was wrong. And then I had guidance going on, feeling as though the recipe was wrong. But I was like, you know, this ain't my recipe. This is my first time trying this, so I'm going to just do it this way. I followed the recipe, and now I'm going to do it my own way. I'm going to do it my own way. And again, this sounds like I'm talking about so much more, but I'm specifically talking about cooking. And it's so funny how it can be transferred to different things. Like, people do not know what they be talking about. Even someone who is considered labeled as an expert, as a chef, do not know what they're talking about. And your food is nasty. I'm pissed because if I followed your directions and it came out the way it came out over here, and I followed your directions, it's not me. It's not user error. You are the original user. It is your error. And I'm just like, let me turn my cornbread so I can have a good cornbread today. Because yesterday, you know, and then this rushing and stuff like that, it's so funny because like all of what I'm saying, rushing when I was cooking, I noticed when I was rushing versus when I took my time, I did rush on the cornbread, which is why it did what it did. It's just very interesting. It's just very interesting. It's just very interesting. And I'm going to figure out a way to actually talk about this. And I really want to talk about it because I feel like it's deserving of a full-fledged point-taking conversation, and it is what it is. Even some of my friends, like some of my peers, are guilty of this. Just be saying and doing stuff like, you ain't even doing the thing. Like, back to my analogy for cooking. Imagine somebody coming in here and telling me, oh, you're supposed to do this, this, that, and the third. Like, I think you should mind your fucking business. I realized, and this is my critique on myself, I realized, and this is my first Thanksgiving in like 3 years, and cooking it all by myself again. I'm out of practice, and that's one. Two, everything is low and slow. Regardless of what somebody says, I'm going to cook Thanksgiving a week in advance, and I'm going low and slow. I'm going to take 3 days to cook my cabbage. It's going to take me 2 days to make my macaroni and cheese. It's going to take me 5 days to prep my crust for my cheesecakes or whatever the fuck I decide to cook, my caramel cakes. I'm going to take that long. Yes, it's November 14th, and I just started. Like, you got to get into practice. You got to get in the groove. And I don't understand, and this is me, I don't understand how somebody who doesn't cook, or rather even people who do cook, why would you choose to be slaving in the kitchen for 12 plus hours to rush and have it all done? That's why food be nasty, because you rushing. You're supposed, like, just because the stove got a high, crank that joint up to high. You are not supposed to cook on fucking high. Really, I don't even know why you would, like, really cooking, why you would need to turn that motherfucker all the way up to high. Ain't no reason. Like a speedometer on the car, there's no reason for you to be going 212 miles an hour. There's no reason. There's no reason for this. There's no reason for the stove. And it's just, maybe this is because I'm mad at myself for having an inner knowing and not doing what I felt was right. That's really what's pissed me off, because I threw the whole thing away. I threw the whole fucking cornbread away. I threw the whole cheesecake away. And it's like, I should have known. Knowing what I know and knowing what I do and how I do it, and I do it well, and I be baking, I should have known. 50 to 55 minutes for a fucking thick ass cheesecake. They got eggs up in the motherfucker. They got butter and other stuff that needs to come together and melt together. Why 50 to 55 minutes? Where? I'm trying to think of something that even needs to bake for 50 to 50. This cornbread needs to bake 50 to 55 minutes. And this is just cornbread with 1 egg. A couple eggs. Some butter, flour, and all of that good jazz. That need to bake for 50 to 55 minutes. But they said on the box, 20 to 27 minutes. That's a fucking lie. Like, why are people lying like this? And then I'm in my house, and I'm having raw fucking cornbread in the middle. Because you said 20 to 27 minutes. When it really take 30. And even with the cinnamon rolls, I had bought some cinnamon rolls, and thankfully I cooked them before. All these cinnamon rolls take 20 minutes, 15 minutes. It don't take 20 minutes and 15 minutes to cook these cinnamon rolls. It takes 30 actual factual minutes. If you want a raw cinnamon roll or raw dough inside of it, then yes, absolutely. Cook it for 20 minutes and you be on your way. But I don't want to eat no fucking dough. I don't want to eat raw stuff in the middle. That shit is nasty. And America has a problem with that. Undercooking and par baking shit and calling it ooey and gooey and doughy. And that's not what it is. It's raw. That's not what God wanted. That is not of God. And I wish even the macaroni and cheese, brown that bitch on top. Like, why are we just having swimming noodles and cheese? Why are y'all afraid of the brown? Why can't y'all get down with the brown? This is universal. This is a universal issue. And I'm just on my soapbox today, and I'm on my tangent today, waking up, having a wonderful Thanksgiving. Don't get me wrong, I had a wonderful Thanksgiving. It was on my spirit. It carried from last night to tonight because I was really thinking like, damn, I really thinking that I couldn't, like I had lost my touch. Like, damn, Jay, you ain't really do what you had said you was gonna do with the cheesecake and the cornbread and stuff. I was really happy about the cheesecake, really happy about the cornbread. And I fucked up all because I was following directions. Fuck your directions. I don't care. And then, like, to tell me that it's still good, no, that's not what I want to hear. That is not what I wanted to hear. I know that it is still okay and it is still good. That's not the point. I want it to be superior. I want it to be top tier. Good is not, I do better than good. Okay? I don't just do good. I do extremely well. Oh, come on. I'm a G, bro. I'm a G, bro. I work the fucking appliances. I don't get worked. So yes, I'm gonna redeem myself. It looked beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Everything looked nice, looked fine, looked dandy, looked proper and prim. I'm redeeming myself because I don't go out like that. And these chefs, again, y'all stop lying to people just because you went viral over something. Like, and that's how I know. Your food also probably be salty. Your food be salty and it be undercooked. And just because you went viral and just because everybody say your name and everybody reference you, and this is the second time I followed a chef looking at their food and thinking like, damn, that shit look good. Like, and other people eating it and it seems like it's good too. And when I make it, it's like I done baked the fucking foot. Following their directions. So really tell me what's good. Really tell me what's tea. Share with me what it is. Share with me. Y'all just be saying anything, doing anything, hyping anything, buying anything. And then want to shame me because I'm particular. Keep on doing that. I don't think you're gonna shut up, and get out my face. You can continue to go and say and do and buy and be anything that anybody else tells you to do. That's your ministry. That is not my ministry. Okay? People ain't got food to waste. That's another thing. I done spent too much money on the stuff. I done worked hard. And now I just had to scrap shit. Like, you don't do that. You don't put stuff and say that this is the way it go and then it don't go like that. I didn't have this is a larger conversation. The greater conversation is to be had from this conversation. Learn something from this, princess. Tiffany, learn something from this. We were rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. Fuck. You know what? It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Really. No, seriously, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. No, it's fine. It's okay. It's okay.